Afternoon turkey hunting. There's a lot of reasons for hunting in the afternoon. One might be that you slept in, could have been a really bad thunderstorm that morning. You might have to work through the day and you're forced to go out in the afternoon as opposed to the morning, but don't look at it like it's less of a chance of getting a turkey. Hunting in the afternoon can be very beneficial, and if you approach it the right way, it could be a great advantage to you. There's an old saying among the old timers that hunted turkeys for years and years that decoys should be outlawed in the afternoon. The reason they say this is because decoys really give you a good advantage. If you set your decoys out properly and use them properly, it'll be a great help to you. If you use a tom or a jake decoy, especially a jake decoy, with a hen, an alert hen, that'll really be helpful, because right at that time of day, the hens are generally on the nest or feeding, and they're not looking for a breeding tom at any time, during the afternoon. If you use the right calls in conjunction with these decoys, you've got the toms wandering around in the bush looking. They're still looking to breed. And if they find a hen even at a long distance, or hear a hen at a long distance, they will come in. You've also got the subdominant toms that are looking to breed. They didn't have the opportunity in the morning because the dominant tom or the alpha tom is doing all the breeding. So they're out there looking for those wandering hens whenever possible. As far as locations and where to hunt, I have two favorite ways and two favorite locations. First would be to go to their standard or their usual strut zones where they are in the mornings. They could still be hanging around or come back later in the day to check on those locations. So if you are going to go into a strut zone midday, you don't have the opportunity to sneak in the dark. You've got to walk in under cover, preferably through the bush. Just take your time, go slow, and call every few minutes on your way in. Once you get into your strut zone, then you can settle in, set up your blind, and get ready to hunt. One of the things you want to remember when you're walking in the afternoon, that toms tend to be silent. They could be there and just not respond to your call, so be prepared for a gobble within 50 or 100 yards of you. You just never know. But if you hear one at any distance, that's when you want to sit down, and it doesn't matter where you are. Just, if you're in a good spot, you've got a tree at your back, just grab it and sit down and be ready for some action. One of the tricks to use in afternoon hunting is to sit in a spot facing the sun. I know it makes you a little bit more visible. You have to be a little more cautious of that. But for some reason, toms tend to like to walk into an area with the sun at their back. So that can be a bit of a help for you if you're facing the sun. The second tactic that you might want to use is the run and gun. During that time of day, the toms are spread out over a large area. They're out wandering around looking for breeding hens too. So sometimes you have to go to them. If you've got a large bush lot and lots of room to move, wander around and call every 50 yards or so. One of the secrets of being prepared, because a lot of times those toms are, like I said, are pretty silent, you're going to want to be ready to sit down right away if you get a response. So quite often I'll go 50 yards or so. Before I make my call, I'll look around the ground a little bit, see if I've got a good spot to sit. Because you want to be able to, if you get a response, you want to be able to sit down within a few seconds. You don't want to be searching around for a couple of minutes for the perfect spot to sit. So if you look for your location first, then call. If there's no response, carry on through the bush. Do it again. Just keep repeating every 50 or 75 yards or so, and this will pay off in big dividends. Calling should be light rather than aggressive. Keep it soft. Use cackles, clucks, and the odd feeding yelp. If you get one coming in but he just won't come out in the open for you, that might be the right time to use a full-out breeding yelp and try and bring them out. Final thing to remember with afternoon hunting is that you may not see or hear any in close range or in shooting range, but remember that you're there late in the day when these toms and hens are heading back to their roost. So use this as a scouting mission too. You might want to be able to move around a little bit, watch where the hens and the toms are coming into their roosting areas. They will return to those areas late in the day, and you'll be able to spot where the roosting zones are. With a little luck, you might even be there when some of them are going right up into the roost, and you'll know where they'll be the next day as well. These tactics should be of great help to you, so be seen, be safe, and enjoy your turkey hunt.